Hey guys, welcome back to Ring Still TV. I'm sitting here at the bench and I wanted to do a follow-up video on using the Chicago Electric Harbor Freight dual drum rotary rock tumbler for wet tumbling brass. In my previous video, we just took this, something that I had laying around. We just basically filled these containers up, put some brass in them, and went for, I think it was 2 hours. And had some good results from that. I thought it was extremely worthwhile given how long it takes to do stuff in a standard tumbler. And one of the things that I was worried about when I was doing it was that these aren't very big capacity. Each one of these holds 28 fluid ounces of fluid, and I could only get like 25 300 Win Mag brasses in here. I would say maybe 50 to 100 6.5 Creedmoor, a bunch of 9mm, but the volume was pretty small for one of these. And one of my subscribers, G Artisono, recommended, hey, go out and get a Ragu bottle, and that was his recommendation. So I was like, hey, that's pretty cheap. Let's go ahead and do that. So this is the Ragu bottle right here, spaghetti sauce, and it fits in there just fine. No issues at all. It's about the same diameter, I would say, as this is here. Internal volume capacity on this is 48 ounces versus, no, I'm sorry. The internal volume capacity of this is 40 ounces over 28 fluid ounces in this. So it's about a 42% increase in capacity. So I used this, and you know, guys, I really liked it. I actually got better results with this than I did with the standard Harbor Freight deal. And I think the reason for that is that this has this little handle here, and you can see internally it's like a paddles inside of it. So as this is turning, it's working like a dryer or washing machine, and it's actually tumbling the brass. Versus this here, there's nothing on the inside, it's just smooth walls, and I think the brass and everything just kind of sits at the bottom here as it rotates, and it doesn't really tumble it around as much as it does with something that has some paddles. So I felt like I got really good results from this. And one of the things that I noticed with this is that it was kind of cool to be able to see inside and what was going on. And the other thing, obviously it's free. Like, I don't have to spend any money on this. We're already buying this today. And then I got to thinking with these tops here, these caps, you know, a guy could go in and have another cap with some holes drilled in here, and you could fill this up with water and use that to actually clean your, shake it up and clean your brass out a little bit, just like the Frankfurt Arsenal has those different caps that you can stick in there and drain the water out, keep the brass in here, and maybe let the pins come out. So it's just something I was thinking a guy could do, and if this ever started leaking, you know, just go get another sauce deal, and you'd be fine. So I used this a few times, and like I said, had really good results from it. Super cheap, loved it. And then from that, I found a video online of a guy who's using a Schedule 40 drainage pipe in 4-inch. And I took his plans, exactly how his plans are. In fact, I'm going to link to his video in my description so you guys can go see how he built this. I'm not going to go through the build process. It's super easy. All of this was like $18 at Home Depot. It's got a test plug on the bottom. It's got a test cap on the top. This cap here has a really nice rubber ring on it, and it doesn't leak at all. And because of the thickness here of the plastic, I feel like that this would last, you know, a long time. In fact, he does a long-term review on his. I think it was over a year, and it's the same thing that I've got here, and he's not had any issues. If you look inside here, I've also taken some 1/2-inch PVC, and all I've done is hot glued those in there. He goes through all of this on his video, so just watch that video and he'll talk to you about it. But these are holding up extremely well. I've not had any issues with them once they were hot glued in there. And they also act like little paddles, like these little handles do, to keep things kind of tumbling inside of this deal. So I've had very good results with both of these here. And you can see them side by side. Here's the big one, which is 56 fluid ounces. Here's the Ragu jar, which is 40 fluid ounces. And then, of course, the what comes with the Harbor Freight, which is 28 fluid ounces. This PVC is exactly double the volume of this one here, and this kind of lays in between. So there's three options that you guys can use. I would say for sure, at the very minimum, just go get your Ragu deal. You're going to be much happier with the results than you will be with this, and I think because of the paddles turning the brass over. Now, one thing to keep in mind here, I also bought this Frankfurt Arsenal magnet deal so that I could pick up those little stainless steel pins with this and move them, you know. And with the Ragu, it's a little bit, I'm not saying it's a challenge, you just have to get the stainless steel pins into something and just kind of funnel them in here. With the Harbor Freight deal here, the standard deal that comes with the tumbler, you can just take those and then drop this into the top here. There's plenty of room, and then release them right into the jar. You don't need anything else. And also with the this design here, same thing. This will actually, you can get all your pins on here, put it in here, and then just release them down into the bottom of this. So that is one of the advantages of having this wider mouth, is with the Frankfurt Arsenal, you can actually get that in there. Whereas with the Ragu jar, you know, you're going to have to funnel them in here somehow. I mean, it's not a big deal, but just wanted to point that out as an advantage to one of these. So guys, those are the three options that I kind of came up with. You know, you don't have to spend any money to go to the Ragu, and I feel like that provided just as good of a cleanliness as this option does. The capacity is a little bit smaller, which might be just fine with you, and both of these provided better cleaning power than just the Harbor Freight drum here. So guys, this is just a quick update. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, share, subscribe. If you have any questions, leave those down in the comments. And just as always, happy shooting.